So Chipotle's new chimichurri, you see the bag. You're probably wondering why the hell I'm sitting in this weird place, this fancy place. I'm in the mall. We got a crazy little occurrence going on with Chipotle. I'm gonna tell you a little story while I unbox this, but Chipotle dropped a chimichurri that's supposed to be go pair with their carne asada, which I don't have. So let me just get into this. There's the chimichurri. Let me tell you a quick little story. Long story short, yeah, all right. Normally, when I go to Chipotle, I go to the same one. It's in a brick and mortar location, and I try to do the pickup order because the people there give mad food in the pickup order. You know what I'm saying? It's like they always in the mobile give like so much stuff. So I try to place the order. I can't. Why can't I place the order? It says no mobile order times available. And I said, all right, I guess I have to go in person. So I get to this Chipotle, this particular Chipotle, which I love. It's closed. It says temporarily closed. Like something must have happened. I don't know if it's a health inspection thing or what, but Chipotle ain't even open. So I'm like, damn, where's the nearest Chipotle? Inside the Garden State Plaza. So I had to go to Chipotle in the food court to get this, which means that I paid $30 for this gentrified order. But, you know, I don't really care. It is what it is about that. But when I got there and I'm checking, all the carne asada, all of the steak is gone. Ain't nothing. So I had to get chicken. So we got chicken and carnitas, but we do have the chimichurri. So we got that going for us, which is nice. This Chipotle is way more expensive, but we move, man. Anyway, I'm sitting in the corner in a different area of the mall because the food court was, of course, full. Let me take my glasses off and let's get into this video. I'm in a corner, so there shouldn't be too much. I know people love to people watch behind me, but I'm tucked in a corner in the side of the mall that like nobody really goes to. So anyway, let me show you what's in my burrito bowl. I didn't get any chips or salsa or anything on the side. I just got the chimichurri, but this is the chicken burrito bowl. And on this one, I did the white rice, the chicken, of course, the corn salsa, the pico de gallo, the sour cream, the cheese, and I believe that's it. Oh, I got queso on this as well. So let me mix this up. And then on the side, what I try to do when I'm trying new toppings is get something like not completely plain, but a little more plain in the tacos. So that's what I did over here on the side. And I'll tell you that as we do this. I know there's a long intro, but I am in the middle of the mall right now with people just, I hear people going, is he filming? But since I do this second channel with the vlogs and stuff, and I've been filming in restaurants, I really don't care. It's just a level of shameless that you just have doing this. So that is. This is carnitas, cheese, and hot salsa. And then this is the chimichurri. What I did instead of doing the vinaigrette is I got an extra chimichurri and then I got a sour cream on the side. So I'm gonna build that as well. And then we'll get into this. But I wanna try the chimichurri alone first. So I'm gonna start with the tacos. Again, all that's on here, carnitas, cheese, and hot salsa. I'm just gonna, I should have shook that up before I put it away. Stupid. There we go. Also, you get the chimichurri on the side. They don't put it on anything, and it's like $1, at least at the Chipotle that I was at. So here you go. Chimichurri all up on there. And here we go. You gotta go easy with this than I should have in the first place. Chimichurri has a very strong flavor and it's a lot of oil. I feel like I say this about a lot of Chipotle. Let me try something. That's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. My carnitas is a little salty. I'm gonna go in on this burrito bowl real quick. Here we go. I like that. A lot of flavor in that. I ain't gonna lie. And this chicken is chickening today. But this is a nice little bowl, right? I ain't gonna lie. This location, there's no lines anywhere except for this Chipotle in the food court. Nothing. All them little fire little Chinese food spots, nothing. Chipotle. 15 people. Y'all don't play when it comes to Chipotle. But I have to admit, the chimichurri is probably... Get out of here, fly. Oh, this mall, and you gonna fly by me, bro? Go, like, do something. Big ass mall, bro. Fly gonna fly right on. Come on, man. Oh, this is even better. I got some plain rice right here on the side. I mean, they don't give you a lot, but it goes a long way. Plain rice. Yeah, I rock with that. And it's nice on the side. So what I want to do, I got this down to a respectable amount. I'm gonna pop some sour cream in here. Of all the things I ever thought I'd be doing, being in a mall that I used to be in as a kid, eating Chipotle. Again, I'm pretty much like out in the open. Like, I tried to pick a place where at least there's no one that can come up behind me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out in the open. Ain't no booth, no nothing. All right, we shook that up. I'm gonna go back in for the carnitas real quick. Like this. Oh. The carnitas is too salty. I usually don't get that, but I didn't want it. There was like literally nothing left. There was no steak. There was no carne asada. There was just chicken. And like the sofrito, the vegan side, I wasn't doing that. So I said, all right, we'll go with the carnitas. But that, it's too bold of a flavor for the chimichurri, which has a bold enough flavor on its own. I feel like it's too much, but I regret not getting chips. This would have hit with the chips. And I will say, for their order, they gave me a pretty good amount of food on this one. So let's talk about it real quick. I already let the cat out of the bag. Do I like it? Yeah, I think it's very good. It's not like I've been to legit empanada spots that do nice chimichurris. There's an Argentinian pizza place near me that does really good chimichurri with the empanadas. But for a Chipotle, it is definitely a respectable chimichurri. It's got a lot of flavor in there. But I will say this. If you're expecting this to taste like traditional chimichurri, it doesn't. It has a lot more of like a roasted garlic flavor, which is in there. There's a very citrusy too. But I think the flavor goes well with like what Chipotle does. The cilantro is in there as well. And I like it.
Are you King Straps?
Yes.
I saw a video of you eating fluffies like a while ago, and I just recognized you from like.
I love Fluffies, man. One of my favorite places.
I just saw it. And I was like, "Is that him?" I was like, "I remember that distinct video before I tried it."
Fluffies is one of my favorite restaurants in the area, bro. Love that place. You should. It's good.
I know.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like it that much. So. All right. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Nice meeting you. I saw them sit down. I didn't realize they recognized me, but then out of the corner of my eye, I saw them. I was like, that's why I like sitting in the corner. Not because I'm scared, but you at least got to see who's coming in and out of restaurants or wherever I'm at. But like I was saying, kind of lost my train of thought there. Just understand, a little oil, very citrusy flavor. Citrusy flavor. Citrusy, what the hell word was that? Citrusy flavor. But to me, it's pretty good. The stupid thing to me though is they should have dropped this at the same time as the carne asada. It should have been paired with it, because the one thing that I was saying with that is it needs salt, it needs this, it needs that. So I can already see why this would be a nice pairing. It should have come with it. It should have just been the carne asada comes with the chimichurri. And I'd have been like, bet, because that would have really hit. It sucks that I didn't get to try it today, but you know how Chipotle is sometimes. When they run out of whatever, you either gotta wait or you're gonna get the little. There was literally like 3 little funny pieces on the bottom, and I knew that was gonna be super tough. So I didn't do it, but I like this one. And also, even though this is in a bad location, in the sense of you got to go to the mall just to get it, I like this location too. Their rice is a lot better than the other place I used to go to. So locations do matter. This is actually pretty good. Haven't touched my bev yet, which means you know it's not dry. Coke Zero. Gotta love that. Paper straws, don't gotta love that. But overall, at least I can say that this was an enjoyable Chipotle thing. And if you were on the fence about it, I do suggest that you try it. The best part about it is you can get it on the side. So if it sucks, you didn't waste your whole bowl or your whole taco or whatever it was. Just get it on the side, get your normal order, and give it a try. I think it's $1 extra, which is what they did with the adobo ranch. And I like that part. There's not much risk. The crazy part is I don't know what happened at the Chipotle. This is the second day in a row that people have been going up to a restaurant that's just straight up closed. Now I know it must be something like health inspection or maybe employees saying they're not working, because I know for a fact that Chipotle does crazy numbers. It's always packed. So I don't know what it is. That's crazy though. And the other thing, it's time for a little gap. One thing I don't like in this world, okay? I'm a person that I try to be on time for everything. I understand things do happen. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you may get caught in a little traffic. That can happen or whatever. But to me, I think it's maybe because, like, as a former athlete, every coach that I had really lived by like that. If you're on time, you're late thing, where they expected you to be 10, 15 minutes early. Because if you showed up 2 minutes before, they considered you late. And that used to drive me crazy as a player, because sometimes you had to show up for like 6 a.m. workouts and you get up at like 5 in the morning just to get there. But I will say this, people who are on the fence about having their kids do athletics, I understand not having them play football, but I would highly recommend it, because one thing that being an athlete taught me was like accountability and structure, working with others, and being on time for things, making sure you handle your business. Nobody's going to help you. You know what I mean? And also like overcoming adversity. It's always big things, And I know times have changed and people talk about people are soft now. It doesn't matter. It's still better than not doing it. So any kind of team sport. But today, I have my own studio, which I've said a bunch of times. Sometimes people, they think that I'm like joking when I say that it's not in my house. I have a separate studio from my house, which I usually work out of, edit my videos, work out, whatever. Long story short, every year, because it's zoned as a business property, you have to get a fire code inspection. It's a certificate, just like any other business, that has to get renewed. I don't have a problem with that. But because I'm not there all the time, it's not a coffee shop. The dude that was supposed to do it, he showed up at like 8 o'clock in the morning on a day that I don't usually get there until I'm done filming. So I'm not usually there like 2, 3 p.m. They leave an orange note on my door, like I'm getting evicted, or like I don't pay my bills or something like that, which I feel like is low-key kind of embarrassing. Like what people think, whatever. But that's fine. So it says call or you'll be subject to a summons. But all it says is fire code. Didn't say anything else. Didn't say like you got. So I call him like, y'all left a note on my door. What's going on? Guy on the phone goes, you have to get a fire inspection. I said, yeah, just every year. You could have just called me, or, not left a big orange note on my door, but okay, I'll come tomorrow. Which time you want to meet me? So the guy says, I'm here in the afternoon. How does 2 p.m. work? I said, bet, I'll be there tomorrow. So I get there at 2. Being today, I'm literally waiting for 1 hour. I stayed there till 3 o'clock. Man never shows up. So I leave a note on the door. I waited for an hour. I have things to do. Just call me to reschedule. But I finally got a phone call on the way here, which is like an hour later. And the guy's like, oh, sorry, blah, 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 And I'll be trying real hard not to like get mad and stuff like that. So I said, all right. He's like, oh, can you go tomorrow? You know what I mean? But to me, even if you're running late or you had problems, which he did, legitimate problems, if it's your job to show up somewhere, you got to at least relay that to the people there. Like, I ran a business for over a decade. If something happened, I had a time where my house literally burned down. And I'm on the phone while my house is like, I'm like, hey, I can't make it today. Make sure everything's rescheduled, all the appointments that I have, all the assessments I have, all my trainers that I worked under me. I'm like scrambling to make sure I handle my, and my house was burning down, bro. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff really effing annoys me. Like, if you're a person who has a business, if you're a person who has appointments, this fly keeps coming back, bro. There's a whole building, bro. There's a big ass mall. Leave me alone. So if you're a person who has a business, you're a person who has appointments, make sure you take them seriously, because everybody got schedules, bro. I took time out of my day, and now I got to take time again tomorrow. And again, I don't have a choice, because if I don't do it, I can't keep that building open. All they can do is put a damn note in the door. Fire code not up to health. Can't be in here. So he's like, is it okay if we reschedule? I'm like, I said it just like, I'm like, I don't really have a choice, man. And he started laughing. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, this ain't funny. But anyway, the chimichurri was good. At the end of the day, as I always say, we move. I smashed this whole bowl. It was good. I'm that type of person that's going to cry and complain about stuff like that. There's nothing you can do. I can sit here and get mad all I want to, which is why I don't get angry. I could have sat there and yelled at the guy, but it wouldn't have solved anything. So just got to move forward and do whatever needs to be done. You know what I mean? Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all enjoyed the yap session. Make sure y'all be on time to y'all appointments. But I love y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man, and hand signs. They made it to YouTube.